Good morning. Today is Tuesday, the 4th of May, 2021. Hasn't it been a year of tremendous restrictions to our normal ability to go where we like and do what we want? It got me thinking about a meeting that I had in Africa when I was 15 in 1969. And it also got me thinking about the quote from the Bible where Luke 9:33, Jesus said, he told them, take nothing for the journey, no staff, no bag, no bread, no money, no extra shirt. That's quite an ask, isn't it? Quite an ask. But I met a man who was travelling just like that, from a very remote village right on the border with the Congo, where my parents lived, and I was out visiting from school in England. And I'd just like to account with you this story because it is quite extraordinary. I was walking with Nsefu, my friend, and he met a friend of his. I don't know what his name was, and I had to have everything translated because it was in Chibemba, and my Chibemba was very limited, and the man couldn't speak any English at all, as many Africans couldn't there. This village was that remote, it hadn't even got a road going to it, no cars went there, just bicycles. You might get the odd moped, but that would be unusual, and most people just walked. So a very uneducated place, place where people don't read or write. That's the norm. Nobody reads and writes. Most people don't know when they're born. It's a very different world to what we're used to. Anyway, well, we asked this man where he was going. He said he was going home to his village in Chipata, near Chipata, which is an awfully long way away. It's a bit like going from here to, well, I don't know really where it would be, to Morocco or something like that. A long way away. And he said his mother had died. And I said, oh dear, that's terrible. I said, but is it your real mother? Because in many parts of Africa, all your aunties are also called your mother and have a huge amount to do with bringing you up. And he said, yes, it was his real mother. I said, oh dear, so when is the funeral? He said, I don't know. He'd been given a message by somebody and he had to go. So I said, how are you getting there? And this man had his bare feet, which everybody's in bare feet. He had some shorts on, he had a shirt with some holes in it, a small bag, cloth bag, and in this bag he had a ball of dried maize meal and a small gourd of water, probably about 1.5 pints of water, and a small amount of money, very small amount of money, rolled up in a cloth, again, is often the way. And that was it. So he said he's going to walk to the bus stop, and he knew where that was. And I said, okay, it's by that big tree on the road where there's a slight bend. And I said, well, when is the bus coming? He said, I don't know. I said, well, how often does it come? And he says, I don't know either, so maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So I said, you're just going to wait there? He said, yes, just going to wait there. He said, I'll climb up the tree at night because of the hyenas, and during the day I'll sit down and doze by the tree. Okay, so I said, right, okay, so where will you go then? He says, I'll go to Lusaka. So he's going 300 miles down to the capital. When you get there, what will happen? When does the bus go? He says, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times a week to Chipata. So he said, I'll just sleep on the pavement beside it, and I'll get water from a tap, and I'll probably buy some stale buns. They're very cheap. You can buy some stale buns, are very widely bought. And then what happens when you get to Chipata? He said, well, I then have to walk about 20 miles through the Luangwa Game Park, where the village is. And so it will take me all day, and I'll have to keep my eyes out because there are lions and elephants and all sorts in the park. And I thought, gracious me, I beat that game park. It's teeming with wildlife. But what a contrast, what a contrast. And I really was travelling light, and he was not worried. He was totally at ease with himself, used to living like that. It's such a contrast to us with all our education and things we take so much for granted. But doesn't it show how you can be free and able to do things with such limited resources if you just trust? So Lord, help us to trust in you. Help us to put our faith in that things will be all right, even when we don't know what the outcome will be. And have that sense that you're looking after us. We don't need to always take a spare shirt. We don't always need to have everything planned to the nth degree. And thank you for being with us this day. Amen.